Good day. My name's Pete Kane, founder of Podcast Pete. We create podcasters with a purpose. This course is the introduction to mindset, goals, and habits. Probably foundational when you want to be an entrepreneur, when you want to create a great business, you have to have a mindset, you have to have goals, and you have to have absolutely habits that create an outcome. So let me go over the overview of really the importance of this topic. Okay, so let me define mindset, goals, and habits. Mindset is there's things that we think about. There's actually three parts of the brain: reptile, autopilot, and entrepreneurial. And if you want to know more about that, look at Daniel Priestley, and he has Entrepreneurial Revolution, and he defines it very well. And we're not going to get into that part of it in this course, but I want to give you an idea because our brain is our mindset. How we think, how we process, what we do determines a lot of our behavior. So your mindset, you have to continue to work on it. It's not like you can read one book and you've got the right mindset. It takes thousands and thousands and thousands of hours of creating the kind of mindset of an entrepreneur. We are moving from the industrial revolution to the entrepreneurial revolution, which is the digital world. And if you are thinking like the industrial mindset, then you're thinking 100 years ago or 50 years ago. And you always have to upgrade. You always have to learn. You always have to grow. And the most important thing you can do today is realize that we're in a revolution and we're changing from the industrial to the entrepreneurial. And an entrepreneurial thinks differently. His or her mindset is one that's open, one to create, one to solve problems, one to love to do it, one to not have a 9 to 5 and quit. It's whatever it takes. And in that, you're not looking to retire and just fade off into the sunset. You'll always work. And that's a mindset that an entrepreneur has. And so you can test yourself by seeing how you react and Google reptile, autopilot, and entrepreneur, Daniel Priestley. Get into the Entrepreneurial Revolution book and understand the mindset that is needed to be prepared for AI, for crypto currency, Bitcoin, to understand a digital footprint. That today it's so easy for people to pick up a phone and Google you. They meet you, they check you out. If they only see a website and maybe they see a LinkedIn profile, it's not enough. You're not understanding that you got to give people more. Look up Daniel Priestley. Check him out. He has a thing called 7-11-4, which is 7 hours of consumption of somebody, 11 buying signals, and 4 individual platforms. There's plenty of videos out on that particular topic. So the mindset is understanding how you think, how you process, how you behave. Look at the most recent election. Look at the people that lost. They were losing their mind. Their just behavior is off the chart, in denial of what happened. And that's a mindset thing. That's a reptile mind. That's a mind of scarcity and control. And that kind of mind is gone. That's why we've turned the corner with the recent elections. Convincingly, 80 million people elected one new president. Thank goodness, because it was 4 years of corruption, of things that were crazy. But you have to understand the change that is happening. So your mindset determines your behavior. And if your behavior is in a reptile mind of scarcity, control, fear, then you're not going to be able to see the future. You're not going to see opportunities. They will be presented to you, but you'll process them differently than a person that's an entrepreneur, that has a mindset that's open, growing, contributing, solving problems. This kind of mindset is what can be. You can learn. It's not that if you've had that reptile mind, that fixed mindset, it's an opportunity to grow. And when you do that, you start processing. Your behavior's different. You start looking at the world and you have empathy for the problems that are out there, and you look to solve these problems, not run from them. So that's so important for you to have that mindset. Google Carol Dweck, Mindset. Popular book. She's been on TED Talks. She's on the internet. She's all over the place. Read her book, get her book, listen to her book, understand the difference between fixed and growth mindset. She's been out there for 10 years or more. So, goals, what does that mean? If you are a ship without a rudder, what do you think is going to happen to that ship? It's going to drift. It's going to go side to side. A rudder provides direction for a ship. And for you to have direction in your life, you have to have goals, not just setting them one time and forgetting about them. That would be like having a rudder for half the trip, and then the other half, you don't use a rudder. A rudder gives you direction. I always say, and I've said it on other videos, you can be on the busy bus where it's loud, crowded, lots of distractions, goes where it wants to go, or you can be on the purpose plane. The purpose plane flies above the noise, is going to a specific destination. So if you get a ticket from Atlanta to LA on a plane, you know exactly where you're going. If you get a bus ticket, it's going to stop off at every city. It's going to take you about 6 weeks to get across country, where a flight might take you, 3-4 hours. So that's the difference between goals and knowing where you want to go. And there's a lot on that. We have Growth Day, and we have goals, and we have scorecards. We have a lot of things that we use to fine tune that process. Patrick Bet-David, who has Value Entertainment, he has 5 goals, 5 moves. 5 goals, 5 moves. So if you simplify your goals and have 5 goals, 5 moves, then you know what you have to do. The 5 biggest moves you need to make in a goal, and you have your 5 different goals, your biggest ones. What do you want to accomplish? How do you want your life to be? How do you want to shape your life? What do you want to do? What kind of contribution? What do you want to achieve? Nobody makes it without goals, because it's so important to have that rudder on the ship. So important to jump on that plane with a purpose, getting off the busy bus. The ones that wake up, check their email, react to other people's priorities, go through the day just reacting and reacting to whatever's going on because they don't have any goals. They don't have the priorities that they set in their life. And if you don't have your goals down, you're going to have other people's priorities and goals. So that's when you finally put those goals together, 5 moves, 5 goals, then you'll get good at saying no to things. You'll get good at knowing what you need to accomplish each day. You'll write it down. You'll look at it. You'll always be having your North Star that you're using to get where you want to go. And that's essential for you to be a high achiever. And that's what we talk about in our community, is to be a high achiever, high performance. And that's different than just going through life. And you have a choice. Every single person has a choice what they want to do. Choose to not set goals. Choose to set goals. It's pretty simple. You're going to get to the end of your life. Nobody makes it out of this life alive. You only get one. So why not give it your best? Why not wake up with a mindset that today might be the last day of your life? Because things happen. I lived at Overture for almost 2 years. People were there one day and they were gone the next. Fall, different things. It was a retirement community, so that was a kind of a later life journey. But I saw how precious life was. I saw how a conversation with somebody one day was my last one with some people. And that, my friend, is an eye-opening experience to sit there and talk to a person and then know the next day they're gone, or on the process, a couple of weeks from being gone. So live your life like today is your last, because one day you're going to be right. Now, I had an advantage. Having a stroke puts you in a mindset that it could have been over, and it almost was. So you look at life differently. Now, I don't want that for you, but what I want you to have the mindset that you don't have unlimited holiday seasons. You don't have unlimited birthdays. You can see people that leave us early. Some in their 20s, some in their 30s, some in their 40s, 50s, or 60s. We don't know. That's why setting those goals, taken every day with the mindset that today could be my last day. And so if you have that, you have a sense of urgency. You have a sense of, I want to make an impact. I want to do something. I just don't want to put myself on autopilot and react to everybody else's priorities. There's enough distractions out there. The social media companies, they pay brilliant people, PhDs, lots of them, to keep you on the platform, to keep you scrolling, to keep you occupied, busy, distracted. And if you don't have a plan, don't have goals, you'll find yourself like, I think the average is 4 hours of TV a day for the average American. What if you took that and you put it towards your priorities, your goals? And when you run 7 times 4 is 28, let's just round it off to be 100 hours a month times 1,200 hours that you're consuming content. Why not create content like this? Create content. When you do that, you're a creator. You feel better about things. There's just a whole host of benefits, and that's a subject for another day. But 4 hours per day, that's the average. And I think it's between 30 and an hour and a half of social media scrolling. So when you think of those activities and you change your mindset, you start setting goals for yourself, and you take on the minimum 4.5 hours a day up to 6, and you put it towards your goals. What's possible? That's exciting right there, to think you could take that amount of time and put it towards your goals, your priorities, what you want to do, the impact you want to make for you, your family, and your legacy. So habits. This is a great one because our habits will give us our outcome. And if you have good habits, and I'm going to mention a book, Power Habits, James Clear. Atomic Habits. Atomic Habits. There is one Power Habit. I think it's Charles. I don't remember his last name. But habits are so critical. I'm going to give you a story. When I was at Overture, almost 2 years, I was in the gym every morning at 5 a.m. That is a lot of days and an early hour. And I had to walk down 4 flights of steps, get on the exercise bike, and pedal for between 20 and 30 minutes every day. Then every other day, I would do upper body, then I would do lower body. So I had a routine, and the routine created rhythm, and that routine started with, how am I going to accomplish this? So I took that habit and I put about 10 different things on top of it. It was a kind of my own atomic habit. So when I got up, I spent about 45 minutes just getting things together, because I have a team that's 13 hours difference. So I would communicate with them, give them some ideas, and then they'd implement. I'd go to the gym. I'd get my coffee. I would drink first I drank my water when I get up. So I would drink 20 ounces of water, get the fluids in the system. Then I would spend time planning the day, early planning. Then I'd send it to my team. And then I would go down there. I'd get my coffee. I would come back. I would start journaling. I would have just thinking time, hours of thinking time. And journaling, planning, meditating, praying. It was my time. So when I woke up, I knew all those things, all those benefits that were going to come from this habit. And what created I missed one day, and I missed a 3-week time frame when I fell and busted my ribs, and I couldn't sleep, and I obviously couldn't do anything. And when my friend said, I got good news and bad news. Good news is you're alive. Bad news is you're going to wish you were dead, because it's going to be painful. And so it was a Tylenol, and then it would wear off. But if you breathe, it's going to hurt. If you sneeze, it's really going to hurt. So it was 3 weeks of pain, sleeping in a chair, upright, because I couldn't sleep flat. So I missed 3 weeks. But he said after 3 weeks, you should be fine. And he was right. It was fine. I went back, started working out again. Then one day that wasn't in that 3-week time frame, one day I overslept, and I had Rotary that morning. So I didn't have enough time to put in there because I leave at 6:30 and I woke up at, I don't know, 5:45, something like that. I had never slept that late. I always get up between 3:30, sometimes 2:30, whatever the time is early. And I do 3 days in one. I have 3 6-hour chunks of time. And those 3 hours are designated to cram 3 days in one. Because when we have 24 hours back before electricity, you wouldn't work when the sun went down. So you had to go to bed. And it wasn't any TV, there wasn't any computer, there wasn't any of this modern things. So we haven't changed 24 hours of the way we operate since then. We work until whenever because we can, and that creates some bad habits because if you believe in preparing yourself to sleep, Brendon Burchard puts out a thing called 3-2-1. 3 hours, eat 3 hours before you go to bed. 2 hours, stop working, and 1 hour, no screen time. So if you practice that, you'll sleep like a baby. But as a society, most of us don't. We're watching TV. We're getting all this information on our brain, and we're wondering why we don't sleep. And we'll say, well, I just can't sleep. I have to have the TV on. No, you're just used to it. You just have never conditioned yourself. Your habit of watching TV, of scrolling your phone, that's a habit. And so as a result of that habit, you'll have sleep like this. But if you go to 3-2-1 and try that for 30 days, try 3-2-1. 3 hours before you go to bed, stop eating. I mean, no snacking or anything like that. 2 hours, stop working, no emails, no working. Calm your brain down, whether you're reading or meditating, whatever it is to start calming your brain. And then no screen time for the last hour. And then see for 30 days what that habit can do for you. You'll be surprised because I do things in 30-day chunks, giving up sugar, giving up coffee, giving up all kinds of different things, just to see if I could do it. And it's amazing what you can do if you have a plan, if you have a goal, if you have the right mindset. So when you think of habits are outcome. So stacking habits on top of each other, because you'll hear people say, just have some strong willpower. Yeah, that's a bunch of bull, because willpower will never get you where you need. We're all, depends on the emotion at the time, how you feel. And if you think that you're always going to be up and at your mindset and everything's going to be perfect all the time, it won't. So that's why atomic habits and creating tiers of benefits in your habits will create an outcome. And when you create the outcome, your mindset starts changing. You'll start getting better at setting goals, because everything is personal development. Get better each day. We say in Growth Day, strivers. Personal development is a daily thing. It's a way of life. So mindset affects our ability to achieve our goals. Okay. If you have the right mindset, open, solve problems, empathy for others, you have that mindset, you're more apt to be wanting to make that contribution. And if you're going to make the biggest contribution you can make in this world, you got to have goals, because it requires focus. It requires you getting better each day. Now, we're going to go into the power of habits and how it can shape your future. Imagine you creating better habits on a regular basis. If you do that, your future will be bright. We all know that habits are important. It's how you establish them. And we're going to get into, in this course, I'm going to give you more specific things to do. More things, not more, it's mainly mindset. Don't listen to this just one time. I listen to most of my content over and over and over and over. I don't listen to everything. I listen to a very specific plan. It's my development plan, which requires me to dig deep into topics like buying back your time, like an entrepreneurial mindset, like Daniel Priestley, 24 assets, overprescribed, scorecard app, scorecard marketing, and the entrepreneurial revolution. Brendon Burchard, Growth Day. For 20 years, he's been working on growth, personal growth. Do you think after 20 years, he has something important to share? You better believe it. And if you want more of it, Growth Day, you can try it for 7 days. And I should be able to flash it up here because I want you to get better. Yes, I can. 7 days, then it's $49 a month. 7 days, then it's $49 a month. 7 days, you're going to get what he calls Daily Fire. That's a unique framework for people inside of the community. 500,000 people by the time this is recorded. Probably by the time some of them, it'll be millions, because it's growing very rapidly because of the value. You can set your goals. You can journal. You can take it challenging. You have individuals in there where he has a topic every month. And then you have 8 trainers, teachers, influencers who give their perspective of that topic. So not only do you hear it from one person, Brendon, you hear it from 8 people. So you're getting different mindsets. So maybe you relate better to a female trainer versus a male. I think there's 3, but it might be 4. Yeah, I don't. It's close. It's closely divided in how it is set up because different styles will connect with different people, just depending on your background, who you are, what you do, the kind of people you can connect and relate to. Emotionally, people have certain things that just resonate with you, their stories, their delivery, their content, their framework. All that makes a difference. And when you can have 8 people each month and you have everything in there that you can possibly want. So by trying that, investing in yourself, by putting $49 into you, then you get all this and no obligation, no contract, because once you see the value that you get, being able to set the goals, being able to create habits, being able to frame your mindset, and you work on yourself every day, and you, like a lot of people say, it's personal development, Netflix for personal development. You can binge personal development. When you do that, you'll be a lot better than binging Netflix because you're consuming information. You want to create, because most that are involved in that are shifting their mindset to a striver, to an entrepreneur, because we're shifting into the entrepreneurial revolution. So it takes the right mindset, because if you've been in a reptile mind, which is survival, do just what you need to do to get by, um, it's just a whole topic on that, then you're not open to learn like others. So by having that, you can. And let me see the power of shape. Okay, habits. Now I want to give you an assignment. Okay, the assignment is journal and your current mindset. Journal your current mindset. One goal you want to achieve. Start somewhere. It's like, well, I don't know all the goals I want. Sure, but start. The journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. So journal your mindset. Pick up a piece of paper and journal it. And just journal your mindset right now. Where is your mind right now? And set a goal, one goal. We're almost turning the corner on the new year. So set one goal. Oh, I don't know if I could set 5 goals, 5 moves. Okay, we'll do 5 moves. One goal, 5 moves. Set one goal and say, what are the 5 things I can do to accomplish this goal? What are the main 5 things I can do to accomplish this goal? So that's what we have. And I'm going to give you one more thing in this first course. Go to our masterclass. We give this to you for free. This is petekane.me/masterclass. This will give you an idea of our ecosystem, of which Growth Day is number 4 or 5. And that will help you to grow, to take advantage of the biggest shift in wealth and the biggest shift we'll ever see in our lifetime. AI is number 9 on there, and there's a free course in there by my partner, Jeff Bourgeois. And he has an AI agency. And so he has a lot to show you and teach you. And all AI is going to save you a lot of time. It's going to do 80%, you do the 20%. And so if you hear things that's going to eliminate a lot of jobs, yeah, it is. Don't let it be your job. You establish your future. You establish how you can leverage it, how you can use it to save you time to get more done. Thank you so much. My name is Pete Kane, founder of Podcast Pete Community, and that is Podcasting with a Purpose. Thank you. Be bold, make an impact,